Greetings, accordion lovers. In my last video, 18A, I noted in the description box below the video, I noted clearly that I play the song Pure Imagination in the key of F, not in the original key of D flat. I play it in the key of F for several reasons. In the key of F, there are far fewer flats. You don't have to deal with the flats over here. And the melody tones stay within the range roughly of C4 to G5. That's pretty much where the beginner would play. And also on the left hand side, I can keep my left hand centered on the bass machine. In other words, my left hand stays pretty much close to the middle C and the F chord, and I don't go too far up or too far down. So I did note that in the description box, but I wanted to say that verbally on this video. Now the alternate ending is this, but I already showed you this. Let me show you the regular ending one more time, because in the regular original ending, you have three tones, the last three tones, E flat, E, and F, and it went kind of like this. That's little half step progression. But in the alternate ending, the last three tones are E, repeat the E, then F. It's a little simpler, a lot easier for a beginner. So let me show you that. I'm playing my E dominant 7 up here. See that? Instead of going down here. I go up here. See, that's a lot easier, to me anyway, and it should be easier for the beginner. So what I'm saying is, on your handy chord chart that I've shown a million times, the point is, if you play your E counterbass, you can go up and catch the B diminished 7 button, or you can use the E counterbass and go down and catch the B diminished 7 button. Now, on a proper chart, written correctly, what you'd have on this side would be a you'd have down here. You see this A flat, I'm sorry, it's hard to hold, D flat, G flat, and it says B on here, but technically speaking, this is actually a C flat, but that's the same thing as a B. It's written differently, but it sounds the same. So this would be, in reality, this is actually a C flat, but they mark it as a B, and then you got your B diminished 7 button down there. So that means you can play that E7, dominant 7 here. You're going up on the bass machine with the pinky and the thumb, or you can go down. Index finger, pinky. And you get the same thing. Okay? If you're confused, rewind and listen to it again, because it's a beautiful way to play the same chord in two different ways, and I love it. That's what I use. I use the 5-finger system all the time. Now, what else did I want to show you? Okay, I wanted to show you these chords. Now, in Pure Imagination, I use the same little progression that I used in Lady Madonna, so I won't go into detail. I'll just show you this. You can pause the video, print screen if you want to. but we already discussed this in the Lady Madonna video. Then the other chords that I use in pure imagination are G minor 9 and C dominant 9. I'm redoing this video because I spoke so poorly yesterday. And down at the bottom of these little charts, I show you which buttons to combine to get the chord. Then I have the F major 9 and B flat major 9. All right. Then I have some easier chords. D minor 7, G minor 7, and A minor 7. I just wish I could speak correctly. And then one last thing. In this alternate ending, and also during the verse, I play that C bass, the G minor chord button. Okay, that's a nice little chord. And I write it down like this, G minor with the C bass, but it's actually really a C dominant 9 with no third. And it would look like this. These would be the tones. There's no third. Now ordinarily in any chord you don't eliminate the third. But for this song it gives us that nice sweetness, so we don't need that third. And that's what the chord tones would sound on the left hand, but not necessarily in this vertical order. They sound whichever way they're structured inside, but you will hear one of each of these tones. Now, if you take that chord, that G minor button with the C bass, and you add the F major chord button, you get this. And then with your little pinky, you add the F major button. That's a beautiful chord. You would have, in essence, a C dominant 13 with no third. Again, the third is missing, but you have a big, beautiful chord. You have your interval of a third, 5th, 7th, 9th, 11th, and 13. That's how you get that. Now later on when I do my chord videos, I'll show you my chord system. I'll go over more of this. And if you don't like the chord or scale videos I make, just skip them and just ignore it. But I'm going to do that at some point. And I think that's it. I think I covered everything for pure imagination to make it easier for a beginner and still make it sound nice, sound recognizable. That's the whole idea. So thanks for listening, and good night.